Hello, y'all. Welcome back. So, as you can see from the title, this vlog is over leveling up and basically how I leveled up my life. So, I'm going to give y'all 8 ways I leveled up my life. So, stay tuned. So, the first thing on my list is discernment. I consider myself to be a very spiritual person, and God is always at the front of my life. So, that's why this is number one. Discernment is big because for me, for a long time, I ignored my discernment. I would make choices that wasn't good for me, knowing that there was an uncomfortable feeling in the back of my mind. I would make choices impulsively or emotional, and it would land me in crazy situations. It took me a long time to develop my discernment, and usually, the way your discernment is developed is by going through different trials in your life. And now I'm in my 40s, so it took me quite a bit of time to develop the way I have. But I think if I would have had the skills and if I would have had the resources and somebody educate me on how to tap into it and how to pay more attention to it, then I wouldn't have had to go through so much. I would have noticed it or understood my discernment better early on. And I see a lot of young ladies now, they are really in tune with themselves. And I wish I would have paid more attention to it sooner. So that's another reason why I'm making this vlog. So the way discernment can help you level up is by paying attention. Paying attention, and don't give people the benefit of the doubt all the time. Pay attention to that weird feeling, that thing that says no, don't do it, or that thing inside that says something's off, or that thing inside that says this is not a good person, don't go forward. That feeling that you have, that's your discernment speaking to you. Don't give people the benefit of the doubt, like, no, she didn't mean it like that, he didn't mean it like that, or he didn't mean to do that, he couldn't have done that, or she couldn't have done that. Discernment is big with leveling up your life, because these type of situations can be avoided in most cases, and they could stop, they could hinder you if you get into them. So if you have enough discernment to not get into them altogether, then this could change your life and sprint you forward faster. Okay, so number two, the second thing on my list is changing the way I dress. Changing the way I dress has played a major role in who I am today. I don't ever want to stay stuck. Like, I don't want to dress the way I did when I was 20 or 30. I always want to advance. I always want to elevate my look, elevate my style. So I dress differently now. I'm also a professional, so that's important to me to look the part. So, ways you can do that is just by knowing what to pick. Most of the same stores that sell like casual clothing, they sell business style or business casual clothing. So you just have to know what to pick. You can buy things that are not expensive from almost anywhere. Like, for instance, I do a lot of YouTube clothing hauls over Shein, Fashion Nova, or even if I'm at TJ Maxx or Marshalls. You just have to know what to pick. Those items are not expensive like people like to make them seem. Like, you don't have to buy the most expensive thing. You could just buy one thing here, one thing there, and start to build on your wardrobe. You don't have to spend a lot of money. One of the another reason why your dress or your dress appearance makes a difference is because people have a perception of you within the first few milliseconds when they see you. When they see you immediately, without you saying anything, without you saying a word, they automatically create an assumption of who you are in the first few milliseconds, just based on how you dress and how you present yourself without you saying a word. So a lot of people like to say, "Oh, it shouldn't matter how I'm dressed." No, it matters how you dress. Also, the way you dress decides on how people are going to respond to you or interact with you. A lot of times I had someone tell me, everywhere I go, people look like they want to just start drama with me every time I walk in, and I don't know why. And I'm like, really? And I'm like, what did you wear? What are you wearing? And she's like, do you ever have that problem? I'm like, no, I never have that problem. In fact, when I walk into places, people start to be more professional when I walk in. They always are on their best. I never run into situations where people are not professional when I walk in. And it's whatever I'm giving off. So I asked her, how are you dressed when you go into these places? So another thing is like people always see me as the professional. For example, when I started classes this year and I walked into the building, I'm looking for my class. And a lady walked up to me and she said, "Are you the professor for this class?" Like immediately, she just perceived me as being the professor for that class. And I'm like, no, I'm not the professor for that class. I am an instructor, but I'm not an instructor for that class. And then I was going to another business to give out my flyers from my school. And when I walked in, the lady said, "Are you going to be interviewing with us today?" And I said, "No, I'm not. I'm just here to give you all some of our flyers." So people just automatically have a perception of you without you saying anything. And that just reminds me that whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm giving off, is working. Number three is the way I speak. So the way I speak is very important to me. I'm always working on my vocabulary and improving my speech. I'm always trying to pay attention to what I'm saying before I say it and make sure that I'm saying words correctly the way I want them to, because for one, I had to unlearn a lot of things from when I grew up. If y'all go watch some of my other vlogs, y'all will know that I grew up in the hood. So in the hood, most of the people are not speaking correct American English. And so most people are speaking Ebonics or a mixture. So I had to get out of the habit of speaking Ebonics all the time. And sometimes I still will. And because I'm a professional, I always want to make sure that I'm using my words properly and that I'm adding more words to my vocabulary. Because again, when you grow up in that setting, it's like a limited vocabulary and everything is shortened. All the words are shortened, all the sentences are shortened. So when you go into a professional setting, it's important to make sure that you use your words, because people perceive you as being an idiot if you're not speaking correct English or if you're not speaking correct American English. Okay. So it's really important for me. And I'm always, again, adding words to my vocabulary. I also implement this in with my students because I want them to use bigger words, and we're all professionals. So I always have the word of the week, and we all learn a new word together from the dictionary. So that leads me to what is this? Number four. Number four. So the company I keep is really, really important, because if you watch my vlogs over the past year or so, you'll notice that most of the time I am alone or I'm with my kids. I really don't have a lot of people around me because I prefer to have like minded individuals around me. And there was a time where I was letting everybody in, and that went really badly. And I just don't do that anymore. I really am in tune with my spirituality and my discernment. So I don't let everybody in, but there are times that I try, and I usually regret it. I usually regret it. I'm telling you, because again, I don't like people who are in a still mindset. Like, from if you're in the same position you were 20 years ago, you still talk the same, you still dress the same, you still act the same, you still, like, you're comfortable in that. You're comfortable with mediocrity. Like I don't want to be around you because bad communications corrupt good manners. And a lot of times people like that will try to project on me because they can't stand that I'm advancing and they just want to be still in that same space. And so they'll try to like critique the way I'm speaking, like, oh, you talk like that all the time. Yes, I speak like that all the time. Now, here and there, we can have fun and kiki, but I'm not about to speak Ebonics with you 100% of the time that we're talking. Like, I spent too much on college courses and took out student loans to take all these English and speech classes. And you think I'm finna sit up here and speak Ebonics with you all day? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I use all my skills, all of them. So people get uncomfortable if you're not where they are or if they feel like you're advancing, and they will try to humble you, like, you talking like that, like, who you think you is, girl? I am exactly who I think I am. So that brings us to number 5. Number 5 is self-respect. To level up, you have to respect yourself enough to know that you are worth more. You can't level up without self-respect. You can pretend, but you can't actually level up if you don't have self-respect. And that doesn't mean leveling up is more than financial. Leveling up is like your essence, like who you are within. Like, leveling up is not just things, tangible things, or money, or leveling up is like a mindset, like your essence, your cadence, like those things are like internal. That's what leveling up looks like for me. Now, all the other things can be added unto you, like the tangible things, the money, because you're changing those things. But it's not initially about that for me. Like, it's within, like, understanding that I am worth more than rubies. I am God's masterpiece. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Those things are like internal, eternal. That's what leveling looks like for me. Like, self-respect, full self-respect. Like, you got to know who you are, and most importantly, whose you are. Self-respect. Respect yourself enough to not accept certain things, to say no, to push away and push down anything that doesn't fit with who you are becoming, who you want to be, and who you are striving to become. So that brings us to number 6. And I already touched on this a little bit, but this number 6 is about unlearning. Some of us did not have parents or people in our lives to teach us all the things that we needed to be successful or to level up in this life. So we have to unlearn a lot of things. And unfortunately for me, I had to unlearn so much to the point where now people that knew me like 10, 20 years ago, I'm almost like a totally different person to them, like almost unrecognizable to them. Like, the way I speak, the way I carry myself, the way I present myself is totally different. And they just can't believe it. Like, they just can't wrap their minds around it because I had to unlearn all the things just about. And I always knew that I wanted more. I didn't have all the tools or the people or the encouragement, advisors, or anybody like that, but I knew I wanted more, and I was going to do anything to get it. Not anything, but I was going to do what I needed to do, respectably, to get where I wanted to go. So, unlearning things, unlearning behaviors, because if you're around anybody long enough, some of their stuff is going to rub off on you. And that's biblical. You just can't help it. And that's why it's really important to choose when you have a choice to choose people that are around you. You want to make sure that you choose the right people to be around you, because you don't want to have to keep unlearning. When you're a kid, you can't change it. Most times you can't change who you grew up around, who this person, you just can't. And a lot of that stuff will stick with you, but you have to unlearn and change your mind if you want to level up. So number 7 is about education. Education is vital to being successful and leveling up. Even the Bible says we perish due to lack of knowledge. So, knowledge is really important. That's why every year I make it my duty, my business to take a course in something. Even if I'm taking a Spanish course on Babbel, I went to nursing school, I'm a real estate agent. I have at least three cosmetology licenses and eyelashes and this and that. And I'm also going to take other license courses. Uh right now I'm working on a degree in psychology, which I already have most of my classes. So I have 2 years left to complete my entire degree as a psychologist. And every year I try to take some type of course, something, something to better myself and to educate myself. So it makes a world of difference. Educating yourself means so much. And if I go back a little bit further, a lot deeper, during slavery, there was a time that Black people was prevented from learning to read and go to school. It was a reason for that. It's a reason why they didn't want us to read. It's a reason why they didn't want us to learn and go to school, because the truth will set you free. Education is the key. You need to excel, use your brain, learn new things. Nobody knows everything, and that's another thing. I'm always open to learning new things. I don't know everything. I do not know everything. So I'm always open. I'm not one of those people that think I know everything, because I don't. I'm always open to learning new things, because that's how I grow. If I decide I know everything, I can't grow. How can I grow if I feel like I know everything? I don't know everything. So I'm always open and willing to learn, and learning from other people. So you can learn from almost anybody, even if somebody's doing the wrong thing, or even if somebody is in a position where you don't want to be, you can learn from them by saying, okay, I know I don't want to do that. I can see what their outcome was. So you can learn from almost anybody, anything. So always be open. And I hate when I'm talking to somebody and they're just closed minded, like they're not even open to hearing anything you have to say. Like those type of people are also, I don't want to say jealous, but they are, there's a word for it. So basically, that person is just closed minded, narrow minded. They're just not open to new ideas. And a lot of times they just don't want to accept knowledge from you. Anybody else can say it, but it's you. A lot of times that could be the case. But I can tell you what the Bible calls a person who is basically closed minded and who cannot accept correction. The Bible calls a person who cannot accept correction stupid. And the next one is never settling. Never settling for anything. I had to learn this the hard way. I settled for so many things. I'm telling you, I settled in the beginning and the start of my adulthood. I settled for I just didn't realize my worth. I didn't know that I was worth more. I didn't know that I had access to more. I just didn't know. I had to change my mindset. I didn't know my worth. And it is big, it is important for you to know your worth, that you are worth more. Now that I've changed my mind and now that I understand my worth, it's so much that I will not even entertain. I won't even entertain it because I know my worth. And a lot of times people call people like that bougie. I don't mind if they call me bougie. It just tells me that whatever I'm putting out there is working. I'm fine with that. I'm not accepting anything no more. I would accept the dumbest things in the past. I'm telling you, the dumbest things. Like real dumb things. Losers. People who wouldn't have a chance with me today. They wouldn't even be able to look my way. Things that I accepted then, they don't have a place with me right now. So changing your mindset, not accepting mediocrity is very important for me. Like I look like how I think about myself. Whatever I want to give off, it's working. You have to change your mindset. Okay? Change your mindset. It's very important. So not settling goes even further for me. Like not settling, it it's down to like even little things like the food that I eat. It's certain food, if it's not prepared right, if it's not from the right person, if it's not from the right place, I'm not eating it. If it doesn't, if clothing does not project what I want to project, what I want to give off, then I'll give it away. I I don't I'm elevating. So if it doesn't work for the version of myself that I want to see now, then I don't want it. Things like that. People who do not fit into where I'm going, or if I feel like they're trying to hinder my growth, then and don't get me wrong, don't think that, oh, if this person is not on, no, it's not like that. It's more so people who project on me, they try to gaslight me or manipulate me, people who are comfortable in mediocrity and you're not 80 years old. Like I can see you're 80 years old and you're like, I done did everything I'm gonna do. But if you're like just comfortable with a lot of bull crap, I don't want to be around that. Even if like you comfortable with staying in low budget motels and like that's why I don't go on vacation with nobody. Because the way I like to travel, I like to be comfortable, this and that. So it's like all types of things. Like I just am not settling for the least. I'm not settling for the least. It doesn't have to be the most expensive thing all the time, but it has to have a certain quality, a certain criteria. And if you okay with the lowest, the least every single time, and it don't even look like it's even worth nothing, no, I don't want that around me. I don't want it to rub off on me. I'm good. So I have a bonus one for y'all. This is number 9. And this last one is about traveling. Traveling has allowed me to level up my mindset in so many ways. And I'll give you a few. So just being in close encounters with different cultures, different languages, different foods, different people of different backgrounds, dialects, being in different altitudes, temperatures, weather, all that stuff, it really changes your mindset and how you see people and how you see the world. If you travel enough and you broaden your understanding of the world, of people, it changes you. Like even with food, like there are different foods that I will try and that I will eat that people where I'm from wouldn't dare try or touch. And it's just because I understand, you know, the difference. And when you're traveling, you have to adapt to what's in that city or country. You have to eat something. So you end up trying different things, and some of it you may like. some of you may not like, some of you may like. Different cultural backgrounds, understanding how different people live, seeing more parts of the world, that it's not just this small city where you're from, seeing more of life in the world and experiencing new things can change your mind. And it's also scientific that people who travel and see more of the world have more of an understanding, a better outlook, and usually they're more successful because you just want to keep going. You just want to keep traveling. You want to see more. So it's a way you can level up your mind. It's a way you can level up your mind, your life, and a bunch of other things. You can increase your palate. Your palate will change. So travel is big for me, and I've told y'all before that eventually I just want to live my life traveling. That's my goal. I just want to be on vacation for the rest of my life. Like that's all I want to do. So I'm closing this vlog, but I want to know, what are y'all doing to like elevate? I want some new ideas. Give me some new perspectives, some new ways to look at things. I'm always interested in learning and growing. So I would like to know, like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all up to? And what are y'all plans? Like, what are some of y'all New Year's plans to level up? Let me know in the comments. And thank y'all again for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.